All right, well, shit. Let's get it going. Thursday.
Must have been one of the
baby mama's home, boy.
Change the game. Put that respect on his name. Look, with the honor call for greatness.
Welcome back to Gilbert Arenas, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa. Let's go. We got the real dog in the building today.
Yeah. You know, I brought him out today for Gil.
What's his name, man? What's his name?
He got that full Martin vibe.
Yeah, his name is Freedom.
Freedom.
His name is Freedom.
Yeah. There we go.
Freedom.
I like that.
For sure.
I just want you to know I didn't take the CD player. It wasn't me. So we back again. We got the full house today. We got Gilbert Arenas, as always, the man who brought us all here to, do this thing.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Got
it.
to, show respect. Got Brandon Jennings back in the building. Rashad McCants. And fellas, we got a lot to get into, but we're gonna start with Fred VanVleet going at the refs. So he kept it really real after the Raptors lost to the Clippers on Wednesday night. Guaranteed fine coming for going at the refs, but one ref in particular.
Fine, I don't really care. I thought, Ben Taylor was fucking terrible tonight. I thought that on most nights, couple of the, out of the three, there's one or two that just fucked the game up, and it's been like that a couple games in a row. It's been disappointing this season. You could look up, most of my texts this year have been with Ben Taylor officiating. So at a certain point as a player, you feel it's personal, and it's never a good place to be. That's not why we lost tonight. We got outplayed, but it definitely makes it tougher to overcome.
So the ref he mentioned, Ben Taylor, has officiated 6 games that FEV has played in this season. In those games, Fred has got 4 techs, including getting the 2-piece and ejected back on November 30th. Taylor's been responsible for 3 of those 6 techs. Or 3 of those 4, excuse me. 75%. Oof. What are y'all thoughts on FVV taking a fine to come at these refs and get? You can't get fined.
Y'all can go first. Y'all can go first. Y'all can go first on this one.
Go ahead, V.
I'll go. I just feel like the refs are human. So if you coming at me personally, then, you know it is. Like, the more you keep going at refs, they're human, they make mistakes, but, that statement right there is not going to help you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you got to respect the refs. When I played, I never really had a problem with any refs. Like, I just let them do whatever. Like, if I got mad, I just got mad that night. But I never went at any ref, like, personally, just because I knew I would have to see him, like, for the next 40 or 60-something games. So I just feel like you got to be careful with that.
Not even Scott Foster?
No, actually, Scott Foster used to talk to me before every game. We was cool, so I don't,
Okay.
I don't have no Scott Foster beef.
Okay. No Foster Freeze beef. Rashad.
Fuck them refs. Man, because there's players out there that don't like to be cheated, right? And sometimes after the game, you be like, man, we was out there 8-on-5. They beat us with more. They had more players than we did tonight. And that's unfortunate because you don't have control over that narrative, right? You don't have control over what calls they call, because going back to Allen Iverson being in the league, they used to put the hit out on him. Like, all right, tonight, Allen not getting no calls tonight. And to know that happened, right, and to see how the league is going in the direction of fostering towards the actual refs, it makes the game look kind of like Fred is explaining it. It's like it's going towards them. It's like we don't got no control over how the fans come watch us play when y'all calling all this bullshit out here. And the technical fouls actually sway the game. The Scotty Barnes foul, technical foul that he got. Fred gets his technicals, and they just fed up with it. But maybe it's just a soft-ass Toronto thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just don't like the Toronto Raptors and how they be getting down like that. But I really feel like the refs need to ease up. We've implemented the instant replay to check them. Now we can reverse calls. That means that y'all once was 99% right. How they used to tell us in the little referee meetings, we're 99% right. Now y'all like about 85% right. Y'all lose respect.
Do y'all like the no, go ahead, Gil.
Okay, so
You got it.
So I've never really had problems with refs. So I always knew their names. I treated them like humans, understanding that there's 3 refs, so that means there's 3 different personalities. They're gonna see the game 3 different ways, right? So you just gotta figure out
who does what. This person likes to call the game a little tighter. He likes and ones. He don't like blowouts. You have to understand the refs. But I compare refs to police, right? That's when I talk about, the overall refs, they're the same as police officers, right? They use their power, like they overuse the power they have. That whistle is like a gun.
I love this.
In my mind.
I love this.
Right? Those guys are trained to hold their emotions, not us, right? We are trained, we're playing. We are in an emotional environment, but you're trying to tell me that I need to hold my emotions down while you get to lose yours. You got to remember, a cop telling you should be responsible for this element, and I'm the one that's been trained, and I shoot you. Wow. Same thing with a ref. You're telling me that, like, the reason I'm speaking to you is because you're fucking up, and you missed this call, and you're telling me to calm down. You give me a technical, that means you just lost your cool. Oh. You have no skin in this game. You're just supposed to be repping it. You don't have no skin. So the fact that you actually call technicals lets you really know they are not in control. They have too much emotions invested in the game when they didn't come here to see you. Call the calls you see. If not, if I tell you, hey, fuck you, this and that, you shouldn't even have no problem. You zoned out. Yes. You can come back at me, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the fact that you are taking it so personal means you are an emotional man and you should not have a whistle. Wow. Like, if you go back and listen to, I don't even have to listen to it. I can see it. Who just got the technical? Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I guarantee you that ref gave him a technical because Scotty Barnes had to say you were cheating or something that had to do with cheating. And he got a technical for that. If you ask Scotty Barnes, I guarantee you, he said, because he had the interview, he didn't say what he said, because usually be like, all right, cuss his ass out. Yeah. He said something that has to do with cheating, that's the ref gave him a tech. Yep. Too much power. You have no, like, this is not your game. They didn't come to see you. You have no emotional involvement in the sport. You are there to ref it. Giving people texts and kicking them out because you can't handle what they say is the problem. Like, I'm talking to you because you missed something, right? You fucked up first. Then I tell you fucked up. You get mad and give me a technical. So you penalize me for the shit you got wrong, first of all. And that's like it's.
So I'm going to read y'all Scott Foster's statement on the Scotty Barnes tech.
Who?
Scott Foster.
You know, that motherfucker. Him.
That's the last person that should be.
Because it's in line with what you're saying, though. He was ejected on one technical foul because he used verbiage which directly questioned the integrity of the crew.
Oh, cheating.
Cheating.
That motherfucker's out here cheating.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gil, you mentioned that the refs are like police, so should we give players body cams so we can now release the footage? Would you really say, why'd you really get it? Get that body cam footage.
Everybody get mic'd
or
up.
the refs.
No.
Or the refs have body cams.
Right.
We should be allowed, what I'm saying is, me cussing at you does what to you? Same thing with a police officer. I'm cussing at you. What is that threatening your life? What is that doing? I'm putting out my frustration. So me cussing at a ref or clapping, how does that affect you? It don't.
Because I'm still a human, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But so it's the emotional part of it, and that's the problem. And I think the NBA needs to change it, because if you are allowed to penalize me for me being human, I should be able to penalize you for being human, right? So there should be, like, you give me a tech, motherfucker, I can tech too. I can tech him too. There should be something where a ref can get penalized also by the coaches. Like, hey, coach, hey, coach, what do you think? You think he's doing a good job? Penalty. Like, we should be able to, fine him or, give him a technical for that night too.
Yeah. Because a lot of people probably don't realize there's a fine coming with those techs. Now, if you hit that 16 game, you got to sit out a game. That's a game check. So it's fucking with your money.
No, yeah, it fucks with our money, but that's what I'm saying. We should be able to, like, I know they get graded, and that's why some make it to different levels. Like, I do understand that, but it needs to be public because you're protecting them just like you protect a cop. No one sees nothing, no one hears nothing, and the frustration grows. Like, I know if you're a referee and you've been fined $4,000-$5,000 because of the behavior, me and you don't even need to have a conversation, my man, right? I don't need to have a conversation because I know the bullshit you're doing is being watched.
Yes.
Right? But if I know you're not getting nothing, I seen you 4 or 5 days in a row, and you keep giving me texts, that's a problem.
Accountability.
Yeah.
But I like what B said as far as being human, because I think we need to dive into that side of the refs. What part of being human is it that you come into a competitive element of sports and try to fit in with the actual athlete as far as being human, making mistakes, right? But you're not getting penalized the way we are. Yeah. Like, it comes out of our check, right? Every tech, right? But then let's say the team has a penalty for you for a tech. Outside of just getting fined, there's the team penalty, right? So then it's like, well, this ref don't like me. He didn't like me when I was in college. Like I told y'all the story about being in the game and T-Mac asking me if I'm with the Kardashian and all that, but I'm asking the ref. He's like, oh, I see you on TV. I'm like, is that why I'm not getting no calls, bro? Like, this is personal, right? And you look at Joey Crawford, Tim Duncan, right? Timmy ain't say a word. Sat there on the bench laughing.
Yeah, I remember
Joey Crawford walked past. Bam, bam. Timmy's like, what just happened? Well, Joey didn't like the smirk on your face. Boop.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Come on. Yeah. But when you talk about being human, like, how deep do it go when you're talking about the ref side? Like, how much leeway do we get them?
Well, I mean, I feel like the league let that happen though. I mean, I remember before I came in the league, people was cussing out the refs like it was nothing. Now it's like you can't even say nothing to them.
Can't even slap your hands.
So it's just kind of like it's getting soft. Like it's getting real soft to me.
It's just like anything with humans, right? It depends on how you cuss us out, right? If I'm cussing you out to embarrass you, I can see where that goes. But I used to cuss them out. I'll put when you see Kobe and Mike do this, the worst things are being said. Stuff that we get, there'll be groups coming out for. There'll be groups of, and when a player's covering his mouth, but a referee sees, okay, he is not trying to embarrass me.
Yes.
He wants me to know how he feels. And that's when you really get to let off and they won't take it personal. So no matter what you say under that, as long as the rest of the world don't see the embarrassment, you can really go at them. But, but that takes a different type of skill. But at the end of the day, there shouldn't be no you guys have no investment here. Yeah. You're the only ones that you are trained to keep your cool. You're the only ones you're the last group to lose their cool. Like when I see refs like kicking fans out, like especially in the AAU circuit, like they'll stop, they'll say something to you, you say something, they'll say something back, and then when you respond, kick them out. Like, why are you talking to him any motherfucking way? Why are you talking to the fucking the father? Because like ref the game.
He's a good heckler. When you a good heckler, them refs can't handle that.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
I'm on their ass. Like,
they shouldn't. It's like a comedian. If you can't handle the atmosphere, stay the fuck out of there. Like, you want to ref, like if you want to ref like a simulation game, you can ref from the TV. That's about how, like, but you're supposed to be putting the calmest people in this atmosphere because they can handle the environment. You're telling us these refs are sitting there kicking players out, doing this because people are talking. That means they can't handle the situation. Do not put cops on the street that pretends to be scared just so they can shoot people. I'm afraid for my life. Wait, haven't you been maced, body slammed? You went through all this? Wait a minute, a man with a knife in a car does not scare you. What are you talking about? A man in a wheelchair with a knife, how is he? Kick the fucking wheelchair over. I mean, go behind the wheelchair, run around that shit. How are you afraid to shoot it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. How is that even allowed?
I was afraid for my life.
Like, how do you even put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down? Just fucking walk away. Like, Roll the wheel, take off the emergency brake, put the emergency brake on. Like there's so many things you can do before you pull it. He's in the wheelchair. What are you afraid of? Like, but that's what I'm saying. They allow the bullshit excuses.
Yeah.
How many refs do you think is, what's that one ref that had that altercation that was cheating?
Tim Donaghy.
Yeah. How many, do you think it's another ref that's in the NBA right now that's like him?
A club of them. I think it's a club of them. I'm not going to collude on it, and having people look into it, but something that big happened in the NBA just like it would in the MLB or in soccer games overseas.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Not with one. If one takes the fall, it's like, oh, let's not look into this no more. It don't happen no more. But we clearly see the discrepancies in certain games where the swing for Vegas hits the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, this one guy takes this important guy out of the game. Next thing you know, the game is different now. Right? These are elements that bookies know about, gamblers know about. Hey, man, this is a game we need Luka out. He gets 2 technicals before halftime. What? How? Oh, shit, it fit Vegas. Right? So we look into it, you say, man, who could have been? We don't know. David Stern ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? That cover-up goes back far beyond where we even start paying attention to it. So I look at that situation like there's always some dirt under the nails. There's always some dirt under the nails, but how far are players and coaches and organizations gonna go diving looking for that shit? Not far.
Not really, because we making too much money anyway.
And it fucks the integrity of the game.
Yeah, so when you're a player, right, when you're a player, impact players, you make too much money for what any bookie can offer you, right? It's a slap in the face. You throw a game, you know. Oh yeah, I give you 200,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what you have is the easiest group to manipulate is referees. All you do is just figure out their habits, get inside their habits, then you have them by the balls, right? You want to make a little extra money. You know, if a referee is making 20 grand per, they don't make 20 grand per game, right? But if someone offers them 20 grand for this game and says, all right, over under 212, right? The money's on the over. You would never know he rigged that game because he's gonna rig it in the favor of the stars.
Wow.
Right? So now you're playing in that game. This is a game you're gonna have 40-50. Because all I have to do is just blow the whistle every time I think you got touched. You have a 3 and it's crushing the ball, and 1. 3 go in. All I'm doing is just putting points on the board.
Free throws.
So this is not a game you can see that, oh, this is, you know what I mean? I'm calling and 1. You know, that's when you get all of that. I'm not gonna foul you out, I'm not gonna foul you out. Right, I'm gonna call a bunch of fouls on a whole bunch of people that have no importance to this. I want you to score 40, I want you to score 40 because the number rises.
Wow.
Like if you're a referee and you're talking about point spread, you can see that shit coming from a mile away.
So a guy like Lou Dort is the defensive guy that's gonna stop one of those offensive guys. We're gonna put him in foul trouble so that offensive guy can get off.
Yeah, that's when he'll get them quick, easy fouls. Like you can tell when you're trying to, you know, cover the spread because now you're calling, like if you're the underdog, I'm trying to get the star players in foul trouble so they don't have the rhythm. You know, it's little things like that.
So just for clarity's sake, entry-level refs earn about $250,000 a year, or can make up to that amount. More seasoned guys are in the $500,000 range. So if you say $20,000, that's a month pay. Woo.
Now you can see, like if it was, I don't know if it's leaked or anything, but you know, even with the David Stern and Donaghy thing, right? The biggest mistake the feds made was letting David Stern know there might be other refs that we're looking into. Right?
Talk about it.
There's other refs we're looking into.
Yeah, Scott.
Right? There's not just one. We have groups, and David Stern said, "Oh, you're not going to ruin us, gangster. You think you're going to ruin us? Leak it out. Hey, Scott Foster's been caught. Think about what I just said. They're investigating. Scott Foster is, not Scott Foster.
Tim Donaghy.
Donaghy is cooperating. He's going to help us. And you're like, oh, Oh, okay. Hey, public. Woo! Hey, the feds caught Donaghy. What'd that make you do? Oh, no. Oh, deny. Everybody he's connected with, deny.
100%.
They're not picking that nigga phone up no more. So that's what ended up happening. So you isolated him. He becomes the fall guy.
Wow.
So refs call about 82 games a year. Should we think about load management? Hit him with the load management.
Wait, how many?
About 82. Similar to what a player's doing.
A referee does 82 games?
Really?
So what you saying load management mean there would be more refs?
No, hey, you got a load manager.
So some sit down, but then you have to bring in more.
That's fair.
Then that's going to be even worse because then they're going to be worse than the new guy.
No, what ends up happening is this. I don't think a ref should know they're reffing until the day of the game.
I like that.
So it should be hubs, right? Like it should be hubs around where, you know, these refs are close enough to these games.
Regional.
Yeah, they're regional, and they don't know until the day of the game. So most Vegas bets where the real sharps are betting, they're betting around 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning when the lines are hitting till about midnight. I mean about noon. That's where you're getting those good lines. After that, it really don't matter. So what ends up happening is you should wait till about, you know, noon, 1 o'clock to let whatever ref know that, hey, this is your region, you're active tonight.
I like that. I like that.
This nigga smart.
Yeah, he's smart.
This nigga smart. This nigga smart.
You know what I mean?
Every time I'm on the
say you
show,
don't
I'm like, he's
understand
saying
basketball.
some
I learn
shit that's
something
like,
every day.
But
hey, bro, that's really smart right there.
But let's not. And we don't want to throw this out there, but let's not pretend that there's bosses of referees. There's bosses of those bosses.
Yep.
There's I mean, you know what I mean? So there's levels of control. So it's not.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers ain't thinking on their own. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, you're not.
Jabby at the top.
You're not gonna come out there and be rogue. I can tell you that for fucking sure.
For sure.
Last question for y'all. We'll keep this quick. So media gets to vote on MVP, regular season awards, postseason awards. Should players and coaches get to vote on officials?
As far as giving the officials an award?
No, I'm just saying, like, yo, these are the ones we rocking with, and if it's universal, like, all right, these players are rocking with.
Referees should get awards. Employee of the month. They're employees, right?
Yeah.
Like any other business. Employee of the month. Oh, this motherfucker's demoted. See, they do it. Like, if you are a bad ref, like there's some ref that's been 10 years and they've never got a finals job.
Right.
There's a reason the same refs are finals referees. They know how to swing them calls, bro.
And they're good in the
like,
moment.
I can tell you, I think I mentioned it, but it should have been a bigger deal than it was. When Scott Foster was in game 3 of the Suns in that final game. If we know that Scott Foster and Chris Paul has a problem.
Yep.
It's a big problem where Scott Foster could not referee Chris Paul games anymore.
Right.
There was a minute where he couldn't referee, and he comes back for the finals. Chris Paul and them go up 2. Game 3, Scott Foster was there for game 3. They lost. The last game, the deciding game, you put Scott Foster, which Vegas, it swung.
100%.
Everybody was going for the Suns for that game. And when they heard Scott Foster was, Vegas shifted to the Bucks. But as a commissioner of the league, as a head ref, why would you put Scott Foster in that position to influence the game itself, right? Because what do you think that did to Chris Paul himself and that team? If Chris Paul is 0 for 11 against this man, what did you just tell him by letting him ref?
Hang it up.
We lost.
Hang it up for the night.
We lost. What do you think that the Suns was going? When they looked and read, oh my God, look at this, boys.
Scott again.
That's what I'm saying.
We have no chance. We have no chance tonight.
No chance tonight.
No chance. That's crazy.
So let's keep this thing moving. You brought up the Suns. We got to talk about the biggest news from last night. KD was supposed to make his home debut for the Suns during pregame warm-ups, slipped, ended up suffering what many believe to be a grade 2 ankle sprain. He's going to be out the next 4 to 6 weeks, allegedly. So he'll potentially miss the rest of the regular season and some of the playoffs. Gil, do you trust KD to get right in time for a Suns playoff run?
Yeah, I do, and I think that's why they're gonna shut him down for the rest of the season just to make sure. I mean, you're talking about a freak accident, right? Going up for a layup and then he tumbles. Like if I'm them, I'm not taking no chances. I'm not gonna. I don't want that ankle to be sore. I want when we get into the playoffs because they're gonna be the playoff team. So when we get in the playoffs, I need everyone healthy. So. I don't see him coming back, maybe the last game, but just to get some reps in, the last game to get some reps in. But, you have to really take precaution on that ankle.
Ray, what you think?
I mean, me personally, I think every NBA player that has a podcast that is talking is karma. Like I just feel like every if you look at Draymond, like how the Warriors are playing, it's just bad. You look at everywhere, every player that's talking on the mic, that's talking while they're playing basketball, it's just karma. Patrick Beverley, all of them, they're just having terrible seasons, like or it's just not going their way.
Talk about it.
But Draymond won a championship.
Talk about it, though, B.
But that's fine. But what I'm saying is, okay, now look, everybody they just yapping. It's like shut up and just play basketball.
What?
Yeah, like because you're. Nothing's working. Like I just feel, and like yes, the ankle thing, but I just feel like it's just karma. It's just bad karma. Like you're just putting like you're just throwing everybody under the bus. That person. You're having your opinion. At the end of the day, I just want to. If I'm a fan, just play basketball. Like I don't care about nothing you got to talk about the game, about what's going on. Talk about that shit when you're done.
Okay, so
like just talk about it when you're done hooping.
But
like it's a
Yes.
It's a distraction.
But you're right. I mean, you can, you're right, but then let's do it across the board, right? Did you want to talk to the media?
Did I want to talk?
Yeah.
I mean, it's my job.
If you didn't have to.
It's my job.
But if you didn't,
it's my job.
No, if you got, but what I'm saying,
what I signed up for. It's what I signed up for.
But what I'm saying is if you had to pick to talk to the media or not, would you?
Yeah, I'm going to talk.
I would too.
Yeah, I'm going to talk. Yeah.
Most players wouldn't.
I mean,
because most players can't.
No, I don't care. What are you going to tell? What do I need to talk to you about the game for?
Because
if I lost, I don't want to talk to you.
Because it's your
but
job.
You're forcing me to.
No, because we're talking to the fans. We're not talking to the media. The media are the people recording the shit. But we trying to articulate to the fans the questions they have in their minds as they're watching the game.
But they're not asking the question.
And they're not. But that's the thing.
Yeah, the fans aren't asking the question. The media are, and a lot of media can be accused of having narratives that they're trying to push, right? So they're trying to push you a certain way with the question they're asking.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is the podcast becomes what you want to talk about versus what you want to ask me about.
But you know the history of how we've been doing this thing. Media training becomes a media training because they're going to ask us tough questions. The fans not going to ask us the tough questions. They just glad to be talking to us. Glad
they're not talking to us. No one's saying, hey, oh, this question came from da da da. No. He's manipulating. Hey, I heard you. I see you two didn't get along together. What's going on? They're going to push the narrative in you. Now you got to answer when you just lost. Hey, how do you feel about that loss?
But the point is to take the middleman out when you go in podcasts, like he's saying.
Yeah, I'm taking
it. And when you do that, you don't have the energy to like.
Yeah, the new media is just. I'm not saying that's why he got hurt, and I'm not wishing. I'm just saying it's just a lot of just extra stuff outside of basketball now. Like now we gotta hear what he has to say after the game. Just say your little 2 cents with the media and just go on. Like
that's what I'm saying.
The new media shit is stupid to me.
Do you feel like the fans appreciate that though?
I mean, I'm sure they probably do, but I'm just saying it's a lot of things that come with it, and nobody's really saying nothing about it. Like everybody that has a podcast that's a player right now currently, how good of a season are they having? Like, is it going smoothly? Is it going smooth?
But my question to you would be,
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, if I got,
I mean, Paul George got one, right? Then he came out and said what he said. He just got one. Okay. Patrick Beverley, he got one. Okay, but he didn't do nothing with the Lakers.
But whoa. who was really interviewing Patrick Beverley though, so he can, he.
No. But I mean, he has a voice. I mean,
I know that's what I mean. I like Pat.
I like Pat, but I like all these guys. What I'm saying is, it's just the new media. It's just like you taking away from like, it's just you just adding on extra stuff, and it's just taking. Yeah, because now it's like none of these guys that have podcasts are. I mean, it's up and down season. Like, it's
Draymond
down.
So you're saying it's the focus.
It's the focus.
They're not focused on.
It's the focus. It's just like you're taking too much. Do your thing outside of basketball, but when it comes to the media, let the media do their thing.
10 minutes on a podcast, 30 minutes. Think about our whole day.
Okay, so I mean, all right.
Our whole day.
Okay, so Draymond Green going back at Dillon Brooks, like he don't even need that attention. Like, to me, I feel like you giving Dillon Brooks too much. Like, he's not even like, man, he can watch out.
It's extra cap.
But no.
Like, like Dillon, watch out. Like, bro, watch out.
But how's that any different doing it on a pod versus doing it in the media? When the media says,
but
hey,
he
what do you
doesn't
think?
have to do it in the media. Is what he
Yeah,
said.
they do. They're going to ask you the question.
Man, like you just said, Dillon.
Watch out, bro. Dillon, watch out, bro.
We ain't
like, I got
comment
bro,
on Dillon. We champs.
But what I'm saying is the media is asking the same question. So what he's doing is, I'm not going to answer him with you.
Why?
I'm going to answer it myself because you're going to put your own narrative on it.
You're just going to put a soundbite, right?
You
might give a 2 or 3 minute answer.
You're going to have your own whole. Look at me. You gave me 5 minutes. I took 3 words from you and then wrote my own opinion. You know that's what the media does.
But Gil,
it's not like they work word for word and they write their own opinion of what you just said.
But the difference is you saying it on your podcast ain't no excuse for the soundbite. Me saying it to the media can say, hey, you took that out of context. I didn't mean it like that. On my podcast, everything I just said, I got to stand on.
Yeah.
But why would you put yourself in that predicament when you can literally stay under the radar, hide from whatever subliminal messages you really have, and just.
But that's what he wants. How many times have you done an interview?
Why do the players think they're bigger than the media, though?
No, it's not. They're better. They're not bigger. We're not bigger than the media.
Who make more bread?
No, what I'm saying is we're not big. We're not bigger than the media, but you can't spin my narrative now.
Right.
Like, think about when we're in the locker room. When we're in the locker room, if I say something, right, and I'm saying something, and you write it, you look. How many times have you looked in the paper and you're like, I didn't say this shit like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We've done it. I didn't say that. Now you got to go address him. Now y'all got this little riff. Everything he writes about you going forward is old.
Yep.
And then the next day, I'm gonna see him, and I'm gonna let him know about it.
And then you have that Jason Williams. You remember Jason Williams? Y'all don't remember y'all don't remember
White chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
When he took the pen out of you can't write no more. Nobody answer him shit.
Yep.
That's where that shit comes from.
I'd rather have that with the media guy, and now he know what's up. Like I could just go to him.
Yeah,
if somebody misquote me, then I'm gonna just see him the next day, and you know what time it is.
But the problem is you're talking one-on-one.
Selfish play has lost because that's where that shit starts coming.
Okay, and then I'm gonna see him next day. I'm like, yo, why'd you say that? Like, and now you can't say nothing to me.
Right. Now you can't answer. You can't ask me no questions.
Yeah.
But the problem is you turn into difficult. Brandon Jennings is difficult.
And that's what
we're not rocking with you. I'm not giving you a postseason award because you won't answer my question.
See, you already know how to do us.
I get it, but it's just like I just feel okay. At the end of the day, I just feel like it's just a distraction. That's just my point. It's a distraction when players who are currently playing have a podcast. It's a distraction from what they really got to. Because now you're adding just more pressure on yourself.
No, true.
And then when you don't live up to it, now it's like now everybody's really talking. Well, if he doesn't have a podcast, if he just do this, then maybe he was just more focused on the game. And it's like. You're giving people more.
You give more reason. You give more reason
to talk while you're playing. That's all.
But on the opposite side of that, Draymond Green had a podcast and he won a championship.
No, for sure. But how's it working?
You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
But how's it working now? I mean.
But is that
I like it like this?
Is the championship because of the podcast?
No.
All right. So the podcast was something to give him leverage of just kind of doing.
So you can't use the podcast against him because they're not winning. All I'm saying is, let it be across the board. If I can't have a podcast, then I shouldn't be like pushed to do interviews if I don't want to.
Right.
Okay.
Right?
I don't think any players are.
It's the top players. You get fined as you get fined like shit.
But it's the top players who are responsible for having those conversations after the game.
I'm responsible for that court. When you have y'all looked at y'all paychecks? It's off of 82 games. Mm-hmm. 82 games. not 82 games and these many interviews. It's 82 games. 2 games.
What's the sentence?
I get paid per game. I don't get paid per practice. I don't get paid talking to the media, right? That's some extra shit that they put on you that you have to do, or they fine you because just like Rasheed Wallace, both got, because you are forced to do it. But you know why? Because majority of the players wouldn't. Every team, every player that lost, you had a bad game. You don't want to fucking talk. Hey, so tell her you just finished. Finished talking. Hey,
but it's part of it though.
Now,
Mike had to go through it.
I'm
just there.
I'm here so I don't get
fined.
But that's the answer for what
You're
saying.
fining me.
You don't
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
answer the questions.
You're
though.
fine.
You don't.
Then you
I
become.
literally go. Both teams play hard.
Yep, that's it.
Both teams played hard. Leave me alone.
He got fined $50,000 for that.
Both teams play hard.
$50,000.
So he knew that. So
He didn't know that.
He knew he was gonna get it because he kept doing it.
He didn't know he was getting
He
fined.
kept doing it.
Because he thought that's what he can do.
And he looked at that check and said, I'm gonna stop doing this shit.
Yep. And then it's like, nah, I don't want to hit Rip, go.
Yeah.
Start doing that. Like, no, I just want to play the game. I don't want to talk to you goofies. Hey, you missed those 2 free throws. How do you feel? Bitch, how do you think I feel? Why are we?
But we professionals
how do
though.
you
We
think-
professionals.
But you're saying to a male reporter,
we
right?
professionals.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You see the stupid of an interview after a player played.
Yeah.
Like I'm still in my emotions. You're coming in 5-10 minutes after it happened. Like if you want me to talk as the NBA, can you at least wait about 30 minutes before you allow them in? Let the game have calmed down.
No, Gil. No, we watched Michael Jordan do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody we watched
Yeah.
come up, we watched them handle interviews in the most pressure situations.
Exactly.
That helped us. Politically correct, answer these questions the way we knew.
Whoa.
As far as professionals.
Who do we see?
Mike and Kobe.
And Kobe on ABC, ESPN. The few times we seen them.
No, when
When have we seen them after a game against the Pistons? Show me an interview, a game against the Pistons right in the locker room.
Still got to come through Chicago.
When he got his shirt off.
Still got to come through Chicago.
That's
Still got to come through. It don't matter how many
We're not
games we
talking about
lose.
the podium. We're talking about when the game is over. Not when he had an hour to shower, think about his
Come back in,
concept.
man.
We're talking about as soon as the game is over with, you still naked. Hey, yeah, so you got body slam 4-5 times. Talk about it. Like, bitch, come on.
But see, the important interview has already happened with you out on the court because you just killed. They interviewed you.
I won.
And boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I
right?
killed the hell
So
out
you
of
go,
it.
you go do your shower, right? And you like, I know I got a couple more, questions to answer, but these questions are gonna be the bullshit questions.
Talking about the losers.
Even the losers.
I never seen a loser get interviewed on the court.
Well, not on the court, I'm saying, but when you in the, but when you in that locker and you just lost and you know you got to answer them questions, you know I got to put on my question answer face. I got to literally be professional. I know they're gonna ask me some stupid ass. They do it every game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't I be professional enough to just handle that?
Okay.
Especially if it's 5 or 10 minutes.
Now think about it. Now, since the fans are hearing what you just said. Why the fuck do I want to listen to an interview from an NBA player if I know exactly what you're gonna do? Put on a fake face and tell me some bullshit that has nothing to do with your real feelings.
Well, we gotta wait.
How does that help me understand you? And now you see why our voices are important now.
Yep.
Because they finally get to hear from us directly. Because during the game, during the season, we're putting on a fake face to answer these questions. So they're not getting no real
So what's wrong with
answers
answering the questions though?
Because we're not giving them no real answers.
Are you giving them real answers on the podcast?
Yeah. We're talking to each other. What I'm saying is,
But you controlling your own narrative, I think,
but
is
what
the
I'm
most
saying is we're
important thing.
talking to each other. We're understanding each other. We're giving real information of what we go through. Like, I did an interview with Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah.
He does interviews 6, 7, 8 years. They still don't know nothing about the man. I mean, you don't know how many kids he has. You don't know if he's married. You don't know his favorite color. You don't know what he likes to eat. You don't know nothing, how many hours he works out and shoot. You don't. No one asks these questions in our locker room.
Because that's not what we care about. That's not
That's
what
not
we're
what
here
they
for.
care about.
I know that's not what we're here for.
The fans?
From the media.
From the media.
Media not there for that.
I mean, I'm
Who are you selling your brand to, the media or the fans?
Both.
No.
Both.
No.
The media is the ones that pushed it out to the fans.
But they control.
Exactly.
So you gotta contribute to both of them.
They're pushing it out to the fans.
And now we're pushing it out to the fans. I got you.
But now you have.
I see what you did there.
That's all it is.
I see what you did
But
there.
you have your own platform now. 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have social media, right? So to be able to interview any of you guys back in those times, that's how I was disseminating that message to the masses. Now you can go straight from your Twitter, yo, I'm retiring, yo, this, whatever it may be.
Power to pen.
And you still hitting the fans that's gonna buy your products and do whatever. Right. Where these dudes could literally fuck up your bag with how they spend shit. And now people are like, damn, Brandon Jennings is an asshole.
Yep.
I read this
He
article.
Like, I read
this article.
But why are we ducking the hard questions? Because the fans on the podcast and you talking, creating your own narrative is not gonna ask yourself hard questions in an interview.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, like yesterday,
But
like the question they asked Westbrook, they had Westbrook go, man, you tripping, man, what?
But
like that question was a hard question, but it was a dumb one. It was like,
did they win this game or did y'all lose?
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, did I win? Did we win or did we lose? Like what?
You just asked the stupid question. Just like the guys like, hey, what does KD stand for?
So you answered that question, KD. It's Kevin Durant. You know my name, right?
Yeah.
All right. Look, you got one more question from you.
Now you have an attitude.
That's fine.
No,
now you have an
I'm
attitude.
allowed to.
Huh?
I'm allowed to.
Now that's the narrative I'm going to write. You have an attitude. You are difficult.
We just lost.
That's fine.
You're a difficult player to
lost.
deal with. Now you see the narrative I just pushed to the masses.
Yeah, but the next game when we win,
So when your contract is coming up, what is the narrative on you?
it depends on the next game we win. And I'm nice to that same guy who wrote me off. Now he got to change it. He got to change again.
Do they do?
Now,
But do they?
Sometimes they do.
But does he though?
Sometimes.
Did y'all watch the interview? Hold on. Did y'all watch that interview with Russell Westbrook? There was an interview Russell Westbrook did, right? And you can tell he didn't fuck with this one dude, right? So the dude is asking a question, you don't even want to look at him. He'll say something quick, boom, right? And then somebody else asks a question. You know, here go, then this guy's irritating him. Then a girl asked him something, say, oh, there was this play you did, and like, I don't know if it was, what's the name, it was an amazing play, and did you see his face?
Because he was being praised.
No, she had something to say that was positive. So what I'm saying is his whole demeanor changed, right? Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. I like it. You know, just sometimes I go out there and boom, boom, boom. You asked another question just after he just walks out.
Yep.
I'm not dealing with, why are you trying to make me look stupid at my job?
Because you have an opportunity to look good at your job by making me look stupid for asking stupid questions.
You don't look stupid because at the end of the day, your version of it goes national. But mine don't.
If you're politically correct in answering those questions as Russ did with the lady, like, oh, thank you. Oh, I wish more people would, praise me like this. But then it's like the hard question comes right after that.
What was the hard question? You mean a dickhead question?
Yes.
That is not a hard question, it's just a dickhead question.
It's hard for you to answer it if you're not gonna be emotional. You can't be emotional in your response, be professional. And that professional response is, you know what?
I'm gonna look at all his interviews. I'm gonna go back and look at all his interviews.
Next question. Media trainer, next question. Next question.
I just feel like when you have your own podcast and you want your own narrative, I'm not getting the real you because you answering what you want to answer.
Boom.
So I mean that's
what's the difference?
Because that's not.
You don't know the questions that's being asked.
So you basically like, okay, well here, ask me the questions and I'm gonna answer. It's like, no, I want to ask you some real shit. But if you know and you can have the narrative, it's like, well, you're just gonna give your narrative, and it's just like, well, I'm not really getting the real you.
Then
I'm not getting the real you because it's like, oh well, here, oh well, no, just don't ask me nothing that they will ask me. I'm gonna just ask me what I want to talk about. It's like, well, I'm not really getting the real you. Like I'm just sitting up here.
Then I'd rather you if we're gonna do it like that, then when you do an interview, you should be able to put it out in the real form. You should not be able to manipulate it with your opinion.
Okay.
You gotta remember, the paper is their opinion.
Yep.
It's written in their version of it. So if they can write it in their version, then you should be able to write it in your version and your narrative. So if you're saying you don't want my narrative to protect my image, then Our interview should be exactly like this. No editing, no your opinion. Say, hey, this is the question I asked Mr. Arenas.
Yes.
This is how he answered it. So all media should have recorders, no more pen.
Right.
Okay.
Because
A lot of them do though.
No,
but they chop the clip to whatever
don't
episode they want.
Don't chop nothing.
Chop nothing. Okay.
Write it as it is.
Keep it original.
Show it as it. There's some media that don't even have video.
Yeah.
They're using it here, like Daily News, Daily Star, New York Times,
The beat
whatever.
writers, the beat writers.
That shorthand, I never wrote with that shorthand. Like,
Shorthand,
what the fuck
right?
is them scribbles, dog?
You done wrote
Them
four
scribbles.
Yeah, you wrote 4 minutes. I done wrote 4 lines, and
But that's what makes you a good player that interviews with the media by knowing this is the guy with the notepad, this is the guy with the camera and the recorder.
Yeah, I was media trained, so they couldn't do that with me. I'm gonna take my shower first.
I wasn't. I'm a tough crowd. I'd say whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't care. Hey, write whatever you want.
I was soundbite king, man. I love the
No,
soundbite.
I'll say some crazy funny shit. But I gotta remember, I was part of the new media then.
Yeah.
I had my own diary for the NBA blog.
Yahoo? You said diary.
Okay.
Take that word back.
Before you yell out blog, it was called a diary. It was a player diary. It was like
the
4
slam,
of us.
like the slam joints, but
Like the little book you got.
It was like
the
a
little book.
weekly. Yeah, it was like a weekly diary.
Did you have to make like 100,000 shots?
Huh?
Didn't you have a diary when you had to make like 100,000?
No, that was I just said that in.
For the
so,
summer, I remember that.
Did you have it on your nightstand next to the bed?
No. But just but that's what it's called. It was in the NBA.com. It was a category. Then they turned it into a blog, and that's what it was. But it was original. It was a player diary. It's about 4 of us, and then I just used to say some wild, funny shit that happened that week in games. That's all.
So we talked about Draymond. Now we got to go 0 to 100 real quick. See how that works?
This nigga gets so excited.
I get excited with the graphics. It's the little things. Just the little things. I get excited with the graphics. So Dillon Brooks went in on Draymond a few days ago. In his late edition of the Draymond Green Show, Draymond clapped back. So Brooks said, his game is cool with Golden State, but if you put him anywhere else, you're not going to know who Draymond is. And Draymond responded,
if you ever wondered why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. They're actually depending on this guy to help them win a championship. And he says his game is cool. Quite frankly, that just shows how little you know about basketball. And yet, you running around talking about a dynasty? The dynasty starts after you, not with you. I'm trying to figure out why they like you in Memphis. Or do they like you in Memphis?
so
That's
Bill,
why
start with you.
Hey, that's why you need a podcast.
He could have said that to the media.
You think
He
the media?
didn't.
Wait, hold on. You think the media was gonna write it like that? No.
he would have
hear it like that. We got the audio.
He would have said that on
Yes.
camera.
He would not. They would not have put it out exactly like that. You know damn well. That's why you need your own voice so you can really cut a player up.
Everything is
really
in
cut
real
a player.
time.
Think about you got your own
right.
camera and
You
you can
right.
go at your own the person you don't like.
right.
Ooh, you get to slice it.
It's
slice it
uncensored.
nice.
It's uncensored.
For
It's
sure,
uncensored.
for sure. I just feel like Draymond got 4 rings, and that he don't need attention. He's a youngin', like he don't know.
I know sometimes.
But is he preparing for that next step in life? Like, Draymond, talk about getting the TNT chair. at some point in his
for
future.
sure.
And he can get a nice bag from the volume, Draymond Green Show. We appreciate you for the clip. He can get a nice bag from the volume in the process of doing what he's already doing.
For sure, but I just feel like Dillon Brooks can watch all the way out. Like he can just watch out. Like it's not even.
That's what I said,
like, he can watch out.
I know, but the fact that it is here, I'll like it better coming. So we heard it just like this versus coming from a writer that won't get the same tone.
But Draymond is at a level where he's on the what is it where they do the interviews?
Oh, the panel.
The panel. He's on the panel, so it's like he could have said that right there, and that would have hit way harder.
Gil,
But
you
think
know
about it
it's
like
petty.
this, though. Now, you do that on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Now they get the bread for that because they're running all the videos, running all the clips. They're basically eating off you.
If
You do it as
about money.
Draymond.
If they
I'm
run
saying-
about money?
But no, that's
If
not
they're
about, but
running-
I'm just saying, now if you do it as Draymond, you get to control the narrative, you get to control exactly what you say, put it out, and now they got to come to you to run that clip.
Every time you talk with the media, you are controlling the narrative.
No, you don't.
Just know, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
It's what you say.
When you're talking live, you are controlling the narrative.
Oh, you mean on the podium?
Yeah, on the podium. And he's in.
Wait, is that live?
Him
Is
and
that
Kate.
live?
Yeah,
It's in real time.
I mean, it's in real
time.
So I just feel like, I mean, listen, if it's about money and, ESPN, whatever, getting the money, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it hit harder when it's on that panel.
It's petty. It's petty.
Yeah.
It's petty.
But we like petty.
I love it.
You know we love
Oh,
petty.
yeah, we love petty,
but
for
look,
sure.
But what we
for
seen
sure.
Draymond just do was like B say, man, get Dillon out of here. He don't even deserve this energy. So you being petty, just addressing him because you've already punched a teammate. You were extra sensitive and emotional for anybody coming at you, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if the nigga came at me. I like Draymond to a certain extent. It's just a bunch of, if you got a riff with a nigga on another team, have a riff with him. But when you start being petty because he say something, and it's like Jay-Z and Jim Jones. Jay-Z like, man, Jim, there should be some kind of panel for you to be able to come at me, because I'm me, you, right? Draymond feel the same way. Like, I'm me, you're you. You shouldn't even be allowed to say anything to me. So it's petty for Draymond to even go back at him. It's like now it's petty show. So now it's the petty show.
But Jay-Z always.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to go back at him.
Not at a guy like Jimmy. He didn't feel like Jimmy was well off or high enough to even come at me. He's like, that's like the 14th man on the bench saying LeBron James is a bum. Boo, he's a bum. It's like,
But this is like Jay going at 50 Cent back in the day.
No, he's just gonna give his quick little line and keep it moving. That's all Draymond.
But Dillon Brooks is not 50 Cent.
But this is pre-50 really exploding though.
Yeah, that's what made 50 explode. I'm not $1. What the fuck is 50 cents? I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents?
Was that before?
Draymond Green, Dillon Brooks?
That was before.
50 had the first joint.
Before the first joint.
No, that was the first. Yeah. No, 50 did some like mixtape thing, talking about like
I remember that. Yeah.
How to rob.
I'll rob. Yeah.
I got you.
So,
I got you.
All right. So question for y'all, 0 to 100, what are the chances that Dillon Brooks gets the last laugh on Draymond?
0.
Not even one? 0. Can we pull them together in just a 1? 0.
0. It's not even happening.
He's gonna get his last laugh at the end of his career. He ain't gonna get it within the next. One got 4 fucking rings.
Yeah, Drake got 4.
But Grizzlies beat the Warriors in the postseason.
4 rings.
They got to do it 4 times and win the chip.
So he needs 4 rings.
Dillon can't even get a chuckle out of this shit. He can't even.
No, what I'm saying is he needs to shut him up. You need 4 rings before he even says, "Oh, okay, all right."
I'll listen to him.
Yeah, okay, all right. He got me. He got me.
Follow up for y'all.
I didn't even know who Dillon Brooks was until he started okay. Seriously.
Real?
Yeah, I mean, it's Ja.
I mean, he wasn't no killer, but he was cool.
You're not a dog, Lay. Lay.
But that's just like us. We listen. We watch certain players. That everybody else is just extras, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like we knew Bane.
Yeah.
We knew Bane because that was that's the running mate with Ja. So it's you.
All right. So got the follow up for you, gentlemen. Draymond Green, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Speak on it.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Why? Championships?
4.
Individual awards too.
Because
first ballot Hall of
he's this.
Famer because of championships?
Championships add to it, but Defensive Player of the Year, I want to say like 7 times.
Listen, he tried to take a selfie like this for the whole group and like.
You're not
this.
supposed to be
So
doing that. That was before this.
I don't think he has
God.
Google.
Oh my God.
Do you like?
Did you see?
Do you know what
you see
Google?
how he just brought that back into the segment?
No, I'm saying, do you know what Google is though?
All right.
Because I'll Google. You can go.
Draymond Green, based on stats, is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And the other thing I'll throw out.
It's some people in the Hall of Fame that stats are that's not good either.
Not
So
good.
we basing
this-
Hall of Fame careers on stats.
4 All-Stars.
So, but when you do Hall of Fame, you got to take the entire basketball career, so your entire resume. So what he did in college, All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year.
No, that's not how it works.
I promise you.
It is how it
I'm
works.
dealing with it right now. My
Yes,
dad's
sir.
been a finalist.
It's called
3
a
or 4
body
years.
of work.
So it's your basketball body
Yeah,
of
I don't
work.
care about his
Because it's not
college.
the Pro Basketball Hall of
I
Fame.
know it's college. Okay, so for a 35th pick overall, 4-time All-Star, steals champ,
Did you say 4-time All-Star?
4-time All-Star.
Like Powell Gasol?
Yep.
Okay.
That was
keep
Powell
going.
with the Lakers.
Just keep going.
That was
Just keep
Powell with
going.
the
Just
Lakers.
keep going.
Steals champ, 4-time NBA champ,
Yeah.
2-time All-NBA player, 7-time All-Defensive Player, 1 Defensive Player of the Year.
And if you go college, NABC
You don't even.
National Player of the Year.
I don't think you need it.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if you want to learn,
just saying.
I don't think you need it. I think we proved that point. 7-time All-Defensive Player, 7-time.
Yeah. Draymond's a dog, man.
See, we're-
7-time.
Yeah, he's no different than like the Dennis Rodman side of the Hall
I
of
was
Fame.
about to say that.
It's the defense. You got to remember, just like us offensive players, there's a defensive side that they worry about the defensive part. So that's where his stats. That's where so scoring titles, defensive titles. You know what I mean? That's.
Well, I mean, if Draymond's a Hall of Famer, I'm a Hall of Famer. Damn it. Shit, I'm a
You
Hall
got
of
7-time
Famer.
All
Draymond is
defense.
the dog. Draymond is his
I don't
dog
got
right
none of
here.
them accolades. I don't got
Draymond.
none of them. But
He's
in
the
my
heart.
mind, I'm all of those things. I'm all. If I keep playing, I'm a fucking Hall of Famer.
But you got to
too.
remember, so his career stats offensively is 8, 7, and 5.
You get in the Hall of Fame with that.
No, he get in the Hall of Fame because he's even if you take
You
champion.
said it was team awards.
No, what I'm saying, if you
those
take-
things you're naming off for team awards.
No. Okay, let's take away the championships. You are a steals champ, not a guard.
What year was that?
2016, 2017.
Steals champ.
Steals.
Okay.
Champ.
Who
man.
was close? Who was the closest?
I don't know.
to
They don't got runner-up.
Exactly.
We on
Probably-
wiki. We
so
on
it's
that
probably
wiki
like
right
runner-up. They
two
don't do
steals a game.
So he's a steals champ, also defensive player of the year, 7-time all defense. Right? No, we ain't got to do no championships. 2-time All-Star. 4-time All-Star, 2-time All NBA player. Just the defensive side alone, he's in the Hall of Fame.
For sure.
Is he a better
That's 7.
defender than Andre Iguodala?
Yep.
Why?
It says 7 times.
Because they gave him those accolades, right? So he's on those lists, right?
But that's what I said.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, let me-
Iguodala. There you go.
Wait, so we said,
But
hold on.
Rashad, just to defend or to help support your case, Ben Wallace didn't get first ballot. He was 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
4-time.
4-time.
There's
7.
3 more.
It's 3.
He has 3
7.
more.
No, just Defensive Player of the Year.
He has 4. The other one has 3 more.
No, bro,
All
that's
NBA,
all
all
NBA, not
all defense.
defensive
All
player
defense.
of the year 4 times.
Ooh.
Yes, not first ballot. And he won a championship.
He won 1. Draymond got 4.
Team awards.
Yeah, but Golden State don't.
Like,
win
was
the rings.
Rodman-
Golden State don't win the rings without Draymond though.
Was Rodman first ballot? Rodman was first ballot, right?
I think so.
Yeah. He has 8 all
Golden
NBA
State don't win the
defense.
rings without.
If you want to compare him to a player, it's Rodman, but what he lacks in the rebounds, Rodman lacked in assists. So
Assists. Yeah,
But
so,
it's team. Like this is all team though, right? Because Rodman with the Pistons handled the ball a little more than he did with the Bulls.
Rodman was the second year, according to our voice of God in the ear, who wants to remain nameless until we reveal him like the mass singer.
I'm gonna stand on the other side just because
wait, hold on.
I ain't never considered Draymond to be that type of player. I feel like he was on a team that got enough credit for the pieces that put into the pot.
the offensive piece. You got to remember, there's offensive pieces and there's defensive pieces. We're offensive players, so we don't value.
I do,
the
yes.
defensive
Because you
side.
have to, because as an offensive player, you got to understand the defenses. As a great offensive player, you have to be a great defensive player. You don't have to play great defense. You gotta know your shit. So on that dynamic, like, I gotta know how good of a defender Draymond Green is. I respect his defense, but that alone, outside of being picked on these all defensive teams, I don't see him as a Hall of Famer like a Ben Wallace or a Dwight Howard. When you talking about defense, blocking niggas shots, make them up, switch they. Come on, man, that's not. He can switch off in the pick and roll. He can guard other guards, but he's 6'5", and we got poor big men out there that not going. This is a mismatch, clearly. Why are we not taking advantage of this
Ben
mismatch?
Wallace first team?
Draymond Green is better than Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace is not first ballot.
So Ben
Draymond
Wallace.
Green is better than Ben Wallace.
No
for
way.
sure. Yes, he is.
No
For
way.
Yeah,
sure.
yes, yeah.
Yes,
No
he
way.
is. Draymond Green is better than Ben
Basketball
Wallace
player?
for sure.
Wait.
Basketball player?
Draymond
yeah.
goes
Draymond Green
32
is better
15
than
in
Ben
game
Wallace
7.
for sure.
Basketball player? Yeah,
That's not even
basketball
close.
player. Yeah, basketball.
Ben Wallace didn't get to show his true potential outside of what he was capable of.
Draymond Green can guard.
He played his position,
Draymond Green can guard every position on the
but
floor.
Draymond Green can't do nothing outside of that.
He can,
Outside of
what?
What passing? Getting he's led Golden State in assists every year.
He has to,
What do you mean?
because none of them other motherfuckers pass the ball. What are y'all talking about?
Wait,
what are we talking about? Andrew Bogut would have led the league in assists if Draymond wasn't there. Somebody got to pass the motherfucker the ball.
Why are you not giving him the credit for passing the ball? So that means someone is making everyone happy.
That means that anybody could have been that Hall of Famer on that team if you put that motherfucker there to pass the ball and play defense. Hey, look, whoever's in this position, we want you to do two things. Pass it to these two guys, rebound.
Pass it to your point guard?
Pass it to the point in the shooting guard, rebound and guard the best the offensive player on the other team. This is what we need you to do.
That's not what they needed him to do. That's what he did.
That's what he did.
That's why.
That's the only thing he could do.
That was the 30th.
That's all he could do.
He was the 35th pick. He wasn't even part of this rotation.
That's because we knew what he could do. That's why we picked him at 35.
What? You didn't. What?
He ain't the player that he came out to be that he is now. That's why he went 35. If Draymond was as good as he is, that y'all saying he is Hall of Famer, he would have went higher, right?
No.
Why not?
Because he went to a team that they recognized.
How far down? You went to 35. That means
Jokic,
you skipped all these
Jokic
picks.
is a second-round pick?
Yes. He's international.
No one sees
He didn't
the
go to
potential.
college.
No one sees the potential.
He didn't go to college.
That don't matter. Genobi's a
State.
second-round pick.
You went to Michigan
I
State.
was a second-round pick.
Where'd you go to college, Bill?
Arizona.
You went to Arizona.
Final Four.
What did
Went to the championship.
Look, all that
I was
shit.
him.
But look, you were. But why did you go second round, Gil?
Because I was a tweener.
Why did you go second round, Gil?
Because I was a tweening guard.
What other reasons why?
Tweening guard. I mean, we can say, my behavior, but I was a tweening guard.
Okay, so we could say that. Those are reasons why you went second round.
But that don't have nothing to do with my talent.
But Draymond Green went second round because they didn't see the talent.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, Hall of Fame, Draymond doesn't carry over from 35, being picked 35.
They did. Think about what you're saying. They didn't see the talent. He was not part of this roster. He's a 35 pick like every other pick, right? In practice, Steph, Clay are watching how he's playing it. He's manipulating this second unit. He is helping this second unit compete with us. So they decided, hey, hold on, Bogut goes out. Hey, Draymond, let's try Draymond. Draymond is fitting in. He is the perfect piece that those two guys needed. Because you got to remember, if Clay doesn't get the ball from him, where's the problem? These two.
That's what I've been saying. So when Dillon Brooks says, if you on another team, we don't know because you fit so perfectly here.
He's going to go to another team.
He's going to go and do the same thing.
He doesn't have the other two guys like these two guys.
He's going to figure it out, though. He's a smart player.
We know how good he is. We know how smart he is. But if we talking about situations, bro.
So if we put him with Luka and Kyrie.
He's not doing the same thing?
Pick and roll with Luka, get it. Kyrie, boom. That's what he does best. That's Robert Horry, right? He fed in everywhere he went because what was needed.
Yep.
He was the guy that they needed.
Bro, but we're talking about Draymond.
Yes.
Let's move on. Come on, man.
Like Ben Wallace couldn't fit into every situation he played in.
Why not?
Because they was fucking losing until they got Rasheed Wallace.
Isn't that a situational player put into a position to help the team win?
What was Rasheed Wallace great at that took the relief off of Ben?
Being a leader.
And?
A shooter.
No.
He blocked shots and rebounded.
Defensively,
yes.
Rasheed Wallace was skilled and great enough to guard the 5-man, which Ben Wallace was having a problem with because he was undersized. What that did was, because Rasheed was great at on-the-ball defense, Ben Wallace got to do what he naturally can do. Roam. Play the roam game. Second cleanup man. Help. Get back. Clean. Back. Help.
He averaged 15 boards, bro. He averaged 15 boards.
Why? Because he's a
rebounder.
He doesn't have to worry about boxing Shaq out no more. Rasheed I got it, get it.
But that is not when he was averaging that. He was averaging that before Rasheed. Look at the stats. Look it up. Let's go.
When did he get better? When did we notice Ben Wallace?
When they had a championship team.
When Rasheed got there. Because
the team got there.
It highlighted his ability. Now he's more dangerous because he doesn't have to focus on Shaq. He don't have to focus on Shaq. This man right here is hurting me. I'm too little for him. Rasheed is like, I got him. Get him on the backside. I'm gonna push him your way. You get him on the backside.
So you
don't help. Stay home.
You're talking about Miami Shaq, right?
No, Lakers.
No, Lakers Shaq. No.
So
when they beat the Lakers.
She wasn't with Detroit with the Lakers. I mean, no, my bad.
Take the crown off.
My bad.
Take the crown off.
My bad.
Glued on. That shit glued on.
That was the one. That was that 1 year.
That's
I'm talking about.
But
that 1 year.
But Ben did win 2 Defensive Player of the Year
Before
awards.
that, bro.
Rasheed came.
Before, do you see that?
No,
you see that deflection?
But nobody
Come on,
paid
bro.
attention to it.
But I'm saying
Everybody
he
paid
won 2
attention
before
to
Rasheed,
it.
won 2 with Rasheed.
But what I'm saying is,
That's defensive player of the year. You have to.
It made the team that much better defensively. That's when they was holding people. Before that, that's when they was holding people to 70 a game.
But he got 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards before the team was assembled, and he was still Ben Wallace.
He wasn't Ben Wallace.
2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
That's what's
Ben
up.
Wallace.
And then
before the Pistons got
then
together.
Ben Wallace became the real Ben Wallace when he got put back into his natural state.
So we discredited the 2 before.
That's what he had, 2? That's it?
He had 4. He
4
had
total.
2 before and
2
2 after.
pre-Sheed, 2 with Sheed.
And then what else happened after that? When
He
Rasheed
got $65 million and went to Chicago and
after
retired.
Rasheed, yeah, After Rasheed, right?
And retired after
After
that.
Rasheed, right?
Spirit
After Rasheed, right? Rasheed made that motherfucker highlighted.
No, they broke the team up. They broke the team up.
2 years, 3 years
They
later.
broke the team. Chauncey left for AI and they broke the team
2
up,
years
bro.
later.
Well, that was a spirited show. That's a great way to end the week.
That ain't no goddamn show. This is the last.
Gil, you went hard. We went for about a good hour, 7 minutes. We know our fans have other things to do with their life. They love this show.
No,
and
they
it's good hour
goddamn
plus.
don't.
Lower when we
They don't have no
They're gonna be in that goddamn chatting with us.
Yes.
I hope they comment, liking, and subscribing.
I can't get enough of this show, man. Look, we got the hostile territory over there. It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd out here, man. Shit.
What was your last question?
What?
What was your last question? Mostly fans.
Gil,
I
you want-
see it. I see it.
I was
Mostly
trying to
fans.
save it for next week.
I see mostly fans right
I was
now.
trying to stretch it, but I got to ask, because people want to know, Gil. They said, are you drinking a Capri Sun on the show?
No.
I'm going to pull it. Hold on. I'm going to give you.
No. It's water. Susosu water.
Susosu.
Susosu water. Yeah. I'm drinking water.
You
y'all.
spell it? How you say that? How you say it?
Susosu.
SUSOSU.
Oh, sound like Worcestershire sauce.
That sounds like Japanese Capri Sun. That's what they're saying, Gil.
Worcestershire sauce? Is it
Korean hydrated fused water.
Okay.
Korea? The Korea plug. Okay.
We out here doing it. We international.
Got to try some of that water.
Now go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask.
Gil, they want to know, is it North or South Korea?
Damn.
Y'all figure
The clean part.
The clean
Y'all figure it out.
The clean part.
Y'all figure it out. And they want to know, Rashad, do you wear that crown everywhere?
Do I wear it everywhere?
Everywhere.
I used to wear. I flew to Abu Dhabi with it. I've been in Kuwait with it. They literally open up the security checkpoints for me. It's an amazing thing that happens. See, they ask me, they say, what does the crown do? What you got the crown on? I said, man, what you mean, what did the crown do? What do Harry Potter do? Harry Potter does magic, don't he? Right? Yeah, that's what this thing do. When she gets you one, you start seeing how the world changed for you. Be like,
He said shit start
moving. She start moving different. Be like, hey man, what the hell is that on your head, bro? Like black people hate it, white people love it. It's just weird. It's a weird dynamic. White people like, yo, the king is in the building. Black people like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the hell? What the hell you got that damn crown? It better be your birthday. Better be your birthday.
Yeah, that's real.
It's like, this is crown chakra. This is for my crown chakra, keep me balanced in the inner. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hat with a hole in it. It's just a hat with a hole in it. Y'all be tripping. Don't be tripping on me. Hey.
See, we almost missed this.
And Brandon, we're going to bring the dog back.
The dog is coming every week.
Coming
Every week.
Freedom.
So this has been another Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa.
We all got on black.
Oh, y'all got on black.